Hi everyone, I'm
Hello
Colton.
and welcome.
You're with only Calvin, Cade, and Colton. Khari's not here. He's
He's since
back
left us.
with what?
He's left us.
He's
He's
left
left
us.
us.
He's on
He's
the
left
run
on
in
to
the
better
States.
pastures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be back. He'll be back one day.
Yeah.
You're stuck with the three of us. Calvin is too important to show his face today, so
I'm
you're stuck.
sick. Leave me alone. You're lucky
Sick,
I'm here.
dude.
Fuck you. I'm so sick.
Well, welcome to the Sometimes Something podcast. Episode number, Calvin?
No, 58.
Oh, wow. It only took you
Wow.
to be disease-ridden to get a number right.
It only took 50. I think I got one of the 30s right or something.
You got
It's
them once in
literally
a while.
on our Millen note that you could take a look at.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
This is right there.
Like a cheat code for you every week.
There's no.
I think it's
excuse
fun that
anymore.
I go for it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah,
we talk about
we
this every
appreciate
fucking week. Should we just get into it?
Let's dive right into some shots.
All right.
We'll
Colton,
start
why
with
don't
this
you
one.
kick us off with your triple whammy?
This looks okay. Wait, I
Wait,
don't
what-
know
what
what
the
this
fuck?
is, but
Oh.
this looks so Scorsese. I don't know what this is,
It's not Scorsese.
but you get what I mean. Like, you look at that and you're like,
It's just the 70s, so I think
Yeah, that's true,
you're
that's true, that's
you're so
true.
zoomer brained right now. It's like, whoa, it's like an old movie that's so Scorsese.
I see old. I see like top hats,
Gangsters.
old suits. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, gangsters, old movie, Scorsese.
They use film grain. Whoa. No,
You
this
could-
was
you could see
this
it.
was a different director who's not very cherished anymore these days. This was Roman
Uh-oh.
Polanski.
Oh no! I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
he didn't be a great
Colton.
thing. No.
Not beating the allegations there, brother. Kate, do you know who Roman Polanski is?
Yes, I think everybody knows
Okay,
who
good.
Roman Polanski. Well, you just won't talk about him. We could talk.
We just won't
about
talk about him,
the
but we'll
shots.
talk
We,
about
we won't talk about
we'll
his
talk about the
great work on this
cinematography
movie.
and how
Oh,
good
God.
this sequence
What the
is
fuck?
in general. This is Chinatown from 1974. Probably again one of the best screenplays, such movies in general, because there's so many layers to the film. I'll talk about it a little bit later after I give a spoiler warning. But this sequence is the end of the film, and you see Jack Nicholson's character right here experiencing the biggest tragedy you could experience. And he goes from the first character, the head of the police. This is Escobar, played by what was his
Just
name?
dying in the background.
You just die.
Yeah, sorry.
Perry Lopez over here, and then it goes over to his confidant. I forget the character's name, but he's the one who gives in the middle here the famous line, "Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown." And then we progress to the wide shot of them walking away from the incident.
Mhm.
And the entire sequence isn't a oneer, but it's pretty damn close. And at least this last moment,
It feels like a winner.
it feels well. There's definitely some cuts. The entire end sequence is about 4 or 5 minutes, while this moment here is like a minute and a half to 2.
Right.
So you don't notice it until you watch it again. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. But no, this one last moment was incredibly impactful, and I think everyone, if you love cinema or just love writing in general, it's just everything compounds into this one moment, and you basically see Jack Nicholson's character, who's been kind of like this, not necessarily happy-go-lucky, but kind of
Positive dude.
not necessarily positive, but he kind of has a chip on his shoulder, and he kind of has something witty to say in every single moment. And he's kind of not necessarily two-faced, but he kind of has his morality is skewed until he realizes what's going on in this world and how it's so corrupt, and what again Chinatown symbolizes, and how basically you can't get away from the societal structure that's got their hands in everyone's pockets, and he can't do anything about it. Like, no, he can't. There's no justice in this exact moment, even though, and again, this movie is a whodunit / mystery. He in the end figured out who done it. He solved the mystery, but the ultimate sacrifice was that he couldn't save, or he figured out the mystery, but he couldn't save the people involved, or he couldn't expose the people for who done it, kind of thing.
Right. So there's no.
Yeah, it's
Resolution
just
kind of at the
no
end.
resolution, but it's satisfying because he did figure it out. It's just it exposes all the
right.
shitty things.
No resolution for the crime. Wow, that's a very interesting
ahead of its
theme. From Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
We'll give our props to the cinematographer. We'll bring that up here because
There you
he kicked out of the part. Let me look it up here. But
Mm.
I'll go into spoilers after this once we go to our next shot from Calvin.
We need to adjust the rules of this. We'll bring
None
you
at all.
shots from alleged pedophiles. Okay, next shot, Annihilation. This movie was cool. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, obviously. I watched this years after it came out. It was definitely like a cool one to see in theaters, I think it would have been.
I still haven't seen it.
It's solid. You just go watch it. It was more than I was expecting. I was just like, I know it's really pretty. So that's like what got me to watch it.
Yeah, I've just seen
so
little
shallow.
snippets of trippy looking stuff.
Yeah. It's I would say that's like, if that's what got me to watch it, that's very much not the volume of the film at all.
Right.
But anyways, I thought this shot was cool, and I thought I love shots like this. I'm not really going to talk about the film, but I love shots like this, and it had a bunch of shots like this that you look at and you're like, this would have been fun to work. Like stuff that you look at and be like, this looks like just like make it look cool and goopy and just kind of fun. So there was a ton of stuff like this in the film. That's, it's like very subjective. So you can probably do whatever you really want.
Right.
As
just an idea that there needs to be a trippy, oil slicky looking wall. But then
I'm sure that's where they did oil paintings or something, and then I'm sure it was like oil paintings, and then somebody showed footage of like oil on water,
right,
or like a stream or something, and they were like, "That looks cool. What can we do?" But
yeah,
yeah,
it's
this
very
movie
colorful.
was awesome.
Even
I don't know
the
what the
stuff
fuck
that's
the
not
message of the
trippy.
film is. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's
I haven't seen it.
It's a good film. It's definitely a bit. It's a
trippy. Pretty. I mean, look at this. It's definitely trippy, but like the
I
story of
wouldn't
it's
say
kind of
it's as
trippy too, right?
a little bit, but it's not like I would say it's not as, it doesn't have as, like, it's kind of similar levels to Interstellar to compare it to something else that's a bit trippy and a bit out there,
Right.
but it's not like insane. It's not full insane. But yeah, no, it's a fun film. I don't know, I can't remember if they answer all the questions, but it's a good film. I'm sure there's a YouTube video you can watch after watching it.
Yeah, a 2-hour YouTube essay on
that breaks down exactly.
Oh, that's for fucking every film we'll talk about.
I know. It's awful. Anyways, this one was cool. The VFX and the work was all pretty good. There was some like creature VFX. There was like a crocodile that was really well done.
Oh yeah.
There was there's a bunch of different creatures and like weird looking creatures too. On top of this kind of like over the top oil painting stuff. But,
right.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in this film. It didn't feel cheesy. It like worked because it was supposed to be this like. Yeah, it wasn't like Marvel,
cut to
a Marvel
one-off
barrier that just feels
weird looking effect for 2 seconds. It was like,
yeah, it all like felt like it lived in the world together.
Yeah,
it made sense for being something so crazy. Anyways,
very cool, very cool.
I have a quick question. Wait, hold on. For a shot like this, do you think these trees are all CG fake, as well? Yeah.
Actually,
I don't think so. Judging by how they're kind of matted out, it doesn't look perfect. So I'm guessing those are real.
I was gonna say those are plate or DMP or those are on cards. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's work done to them, but I could see that being the play.
Yeah.
Like 100%
if there were CG, I would bet you would see more interaction with them, where this very looks like there's a flat plane where the wall is, which, I mean, I guess it's a wall, but it looks very like there's nothing you could see here where it's like half in. It's like, all right, here's our line, just do, roto or stick, just
I mean, I think there
some
is
stuff
some
on
interaction with like this tree, but it's nothing special. Like, I think it's like
just feels like an A over B, like
to pull from a key alpha thing to get like, some like these strandy things here,
especially too, like
interact a little bit in motion. But
looking through like the more leafy areas, like there's nowhere where you can kind of like poke through and see, like where the whole wall is pretty vibrant except for behind those trees where like you're like, okay, maybe the trees are too thick where you can't see through it, but it's like you can see that they're kind of transparent, but then so it looks very kind of soft matty within the trees, but could be wrong too.
I don't remember if
this is also very
compressed. Are like 10 feet in front of the wall, or those trees are getting cut in half.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure some.
I think some of the ones down lower definitely are. Like this tree that's right under your cursor. I think you can see it getting blended into the wall, like,
Right.
a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the wall is like only like a few inches thick, type of thing too. So it's
Gotcha,
kind of
gotcha.
like a weird.
Yeah, I'm sure
It
watching
is
this
like
at
a cutout.
full resolution and moving would be, any of the things we pointed out probably kind of go away.
I wonder how easy it would be to hide some things in
So
this.
easy. So easy, dude. This shot is like every comper's wet dream. Or you can the characters have bushes in front of them, so all you're doing is probably reprojecting a lot of these trees, and it can be a bad job because all their edges can be mushy because they're on like this background that's mushy. So like this is like a comper's wet dream when it comes to doing a shot like this. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm sure this was noodled to hell and back, but like for the technical aspects, this would be.
I'm just curious, like how you could write your name or something in this guy, or like write your name in like
Oh,
the
I,
actual
dude, you could
distortion
take
and
like
stuff.
take like I'm sure some of these raw passes. You take your name as a mask, run it through 16 layers of distortion. You could definitely put that.
Yeah, I'm sure if you talk to
somebody
the
gets it.
I'm sure like all these swirly shapes like in the middle here, like oh yeah, that's a picture of my dog just ran through the filter,
Yes.
just stretched down.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right. Well, since Khari's not here, but he still brought us this lovely image of this thing.
I love how it evokes so many
Mischievous.
feelings.
Yeah. Khari's.
Axolotls are cute.
Very
In
good.
Final Fantasy 14,
Yeah.
which is a weird trivia bit about axolotls from 14, they added axolotl to like the final boss as a mount for one of the raid tiers, and
Right.
all the fucking like people that are casuals but like to collect cute mounts got so mad. I've never seen the community more up in arms about anything else other than the fact that the cute axolotl mount that everyone wanted was like gated behind a raid boss.
That they could.
Because usually the raid bosses are kind of ugly, but they're like cool to have. But this was this like cute little axolotl that could fly,
Oh,
and
that
everybody was
everybody wanted.
losing their minds over it.
That's funny.
In RuneScape, there's a we have these things called scaling pets, where every skill that you have, you can earn a pet by just trading that skill. They're incredibly rare, but it's any amount of experience you gain will equate to like whatever equation
Level of a pet, or
to get even just to get like a drop rate of a pet. The pet is just to like have it walk around with you, and it's almost like a showcase, like I got the pet. This is like ridiculous. Like, and the higher your level, the easier it'll be able to get the pet. But some people have gotten 200 million experience, and you can't even. You'd have to keep going, and it's called Morty, and it's pretty cute.
I love stuff like that.
You guys are nerds.
It's just great. Yeah. Shut the fuck
Got a
up.
flex in your MMOs, bro.
I brought this shot, which you guys can all play on your own. There's nothing. It's all kind of like the same shot throughout, but it's just
Fun.
Yeah.
What movie
This
is
is one
this?
of my
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, take a guess.
Is this
Oh,
Constantine?
No,
Hold on, wait. Let me guess.
don't read
I
the
was guessing
subtitles because they
based on the
say one of the
subtitles.
keywords.
Okay, wait.
Okay,
I won't.
I'm covering
read
up the subtitles.
Same.
Wait, how old is this? Is not that old. I don't think.
2000s something,
Yeah,
6 or 9.
Okay, Constantine was a decent guess based on.
Oh
the
wait, I know what it
age,
is. I know what it is.
Wait, hold on. I want to.
It's by one of my favorite directors, which I've brought in a
Robert
shot from
Zemeckis.
previously.
What's his name?
Fuck, dude, I don't know.
Oh, wait,
Taxi
I know what
driver.
it is. I know what it is. IMDb. What's his name?
Top down. It's
Roman
not Wes
Polanski.
Anderson.
No.
Is that your favorite?
God
Why did you have to look
damn
at it?
it.
No, it's-
Yeah, what did you look up to get that?
Yeah.
No, it's David Fincher for sure. That's the director.
David Fincher, yeah.
And the movie is hold
I
on.
don't know Fincher's stuff.
I know exactly because I watched it recently. Somewhat recently.
It's good. It's got.
What
do you
is
want a
it?
hint of another actor that's in it? That should give
Yeah,
it
yeah,
away?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Robert
Zodiac.
Downey Jr.
Zodiac.
is in this movie. Zodiac, yeah.
Oh, I never watched.
Oh no, I love that movie.
That's good. Good, yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing this shot even
It was a
before
cool
I was
shot.
in like school for like animation or anything, or like was really like looking at shots. I remember seeing the shot, and be like, "That's really cool. I like that." It's full CG,
really-
I'm pretty sure, but it's a
100%
cool
is.
shot.
I can't tell. It's so cool.
There's actually I know it is because I brought up the there's a breakdown online
breakdown?
too.
Yeah, okay.
It's not much of a
really?
breakdown, just kind of
I was gonna
flashes
say,
to
how
gray
the
screen.
fuck do you do this in 2006 without it being full CG?
But yeah,
Maybe
But
the
yeah,
shot
just-
towards the end, you could maybe do some insane paint. I don't know.
yeah. I just
No,
thought it was
there's
such
stuff
a
going between it and the camera. I have no idea how you do this.
such a cool shot.
I
Yeah, I don't know how you would do that with. I mean, I'm sure you could do it nowadays with
Without
drones
CG?
and stuff,
Yeah.
synced up with stuff. But
you'd still have to do like stabilization and like stabilize
Yeah,
all
for
the
sure.
buildings and shit. Maybe if it was going just straight down the highway, drones for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
But like turning and stuff, and if I
Oh,
feel like it's
yeah.
one of those shots where if there's any movement, it's gonna look bad.
Yeah. But yeah,
Like, it'll
for
break the illusion. But, that's pretty
whatever
good.
year it came out, as you say, 2006,
Yeah,
2000
that's really
something.
good.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
looks really good.
they did the right thing, which was do it at night. Or like
Yeah.
you make it a night shot, high contrast.
That's literally 90%
Like,
of his films are
difficult.
just nighttime, dark,
I just mean
depressing.
for like a VFX shot.
Raw.
Like if you're gonna do full CG VFX shot, do it at night and like let stuff go dark. Like he's like maybe this is just compressed to fuck, but there's sections of this that are just pitch black. You can't see shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a bit better if you watch it high quality, but it probably is.
But I mean, like that's fine.
Dark.
It's fine to
Yeah,
let
yeah.
stuff go fucking dark. I think
Yeah.
that's like one of the biggest problems these days. Is everyone's
Yeah.
sort of, like the fucking Game of Thrones episode. Everyone lost their minds. That pissed me off
Mm.
so much. I mean, okay, one, it was maybe balanced.
Wait, hold on.
but
That's
still.
counter to your argument. Wait, what do you
My
mean?
argument
Why?
is let stuff go dark, and it's okay if you can't see the entire frame.
That's fine. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
for that episode, though, it was pretty bad. Like, it was notoriously bad.
But I think that was the
But it
point
didn't
where
have-
all you could see was, okay, maybe that's the sky and there's like a body flying by. And that's all you needed to see.
It was even in the interior. I think this was using it to set a tone and a mood.
I think the problem
whereas
with-
that
I think-
that
yeah.
ehave is that they were using it
I
to
think
hide
they didn't
shit.
have enough highlights.
Yeah, it was
They
too.
didn't. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but I
Yeah.
think still most of the frame being dark, I think they needed a couple little spots more of light where you could actually see, like more
It's the
flames.
shape. Yeah,
Yeah.
shape the characters,
Because-
shape the action. Because it's like you did.
I
you-
get
yeah.
hiding stuff in chaos, but I mean, it's kind of fun on one hand because, like, why not? Like, if you're in a fight that's surrounded by ash and snow and stuff, it's gonna go fucking pitch black, and that's kind of okay. But people need to see
To an extent, I always relate it to the Twin Towers
What the
sequence.
fuck?
Oh, sorry, the Two Towers. Fuck.
It's very confused. Yikes. It's a rough day for you, Colton.
Oh my
Two
god!
Towers. Two
God
Towers.
damn it, dude! Which two tower sequence?
The one against the 10,000 the 10,000 orcs invading.
The
I'm blanking on the name right now, but
Yeah. Legolas shield.
yeah,
riding
when it's
down the
all
stairs.
raining, when it's raining. Yes.
Yeah,
that.
sure. Yeah, that's fair.
It's just you can visually see, like, yes, it's dark, but at least, like you were saying, there was a lot of highlights and effects, so you can see like the rain coming down.
Everyone's
It's
got
like this
shiny armor. It's
Yeah.
raining. Yeah.
It's all
But I
nice
mean, yeah.
contrast. We can actually differentiate who's who. What's the
I don't know. I think there's something
shading.
fun where you don't know. I mean, there's a cool storytelling element where you can't really tell what's going on at all, and by the end of the episode, you shouldn't know who's alive and who's dead. But maybe you need
Yeah,
to
but
shift
they-
that more POV.
I think
don't know.
I agree with what you're saying, Calvin. If it was like kind of like a 5-minute sequence of like big battle, like, oh, what's happening? And then you don't really know. But it was
That's true.
50 minutes of sitting there being like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I mean, I think the other problem
It's
was like
a little much.
people were watching it on monitors that are not calibrated in a bright fucking room. Like, what do you expect?
I mean, they should be making TV for.
No, they should have their own private theaters. God damn it.
Not everyone's rich like you, Calvin. Not everyone grew up in a $5 million house and fucking.
Listen, we only had two
Silver
theaters.
spoon in his
we
mouth.
Were poor.
Well, that was Shot Spot for the week, everybody.
Yeah, argue about Game of Thrones again. Anyways,
How's the Dragon? The recent episodes been great though. Like they've been.
They've all been good, yeah.
Yeah.
are you watching it now too, kid?
I am, yeah. I watched the first season for the first time like a week before this new season started airing, so
Fun.
caught up, enjoying
I
it.
think VFX is great. I've been loving the behind the scenes where they're actually implementing a blue screen wherever the camera's being tracked and following them, and then surrounding them are the LED screens to get the lighting or to.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's really smart because that's the one biggest thing as a lighting artist where you'll just have characters or actors on a rig with the dragon moving around, and there's like a green screen background or like a blue screen, and then you have like this super harsh key light, and you're still inside of a warehouse. Like no matter what, you're gonna have to be in a warehouse, which is I understand that it's just a money thing or logistics.
It's a money thing.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, we have the super harsh key light where it's supposed to symbolize, or not symbolize, to showcase that they're, I don't know, in broad daylight. And it's like, oh, now we want the sequence to be overcast, sunny. How the fuck do you do that for all these different shots? And they're not going to look the same because maybe the set or the crew is going to go on a fucking 2-hour lunch break or something, fuck it up, and then it'll look completely different. So then you have to match the entire sequence of what they did differently, and then have to put these characters in a CG environment where it's broad and it's overcast skies. So it doesn't make any sense as the like lighting. And we had when you go through that bullshit, it's just like, fuck. I'm so glad, that these guys took the time to actually like figure it out. And
I don't think you need to do properly. I don't think you need to do the whole LED stage thing. I'm not saying LED stages are awful.
I mean, you don't have to, but it helps so much just for lighting the actual actors.
I don't think it does. I think LED stages are massively overrated, unless they're in metal. Then it matters. But
like armor, perhaps.
Armor.
But it's still projecting light onto the character, onto the actors.
There's a whole bunch of reasons why. Well, it doesn't. It's the light coming out of LED screens doesn't have any directionality, right? Like it doesn't have sun direction. Like you can't simulate.
Oh no, but that's their sequence. It was overcast.
But anyways, I think the bigger thing is, as long as they think about it, the fact that they thought about it and were like, we're gonna do overcast. Let's light them for overcast. Whether you use an LED, stage or not, you just have to kind of make that decision and then stick to it. Because I'll tell you what, I've worked on a fair number of things that did use an LED thing, and then they changed their mind. You know what I mean? So it doesn't. It's not the LED soundstage that does so much. It's the fact that clients go like, oh, you know what? It needs to be sunny now. Or the opposite. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's like any tool. If it's used right and planned right, it's gonna work great.
I feel like a lot of people go like, wow, it's the LED thing. It's like, no, dude. They just.
I feel like that's
I
feel like that's died out already. Where I've seen. You start to see the articles now where it's like they shot this without the volume, and it's like, we're already in that phase, I guess. Huh?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I had this thought recently. Do you think that'll eventually happen once AI becomes more prominent in VFX and even just commercials? Where everyone will go like, "Oh, we didn't use AI in our commercials or in our."
100%.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't know.
I bet there'll be.
That's the question.
I bet there'll be directors that. I bet there'll be a couple directors that'd be like. No.
Oh, we didn't use AI, but they definitely did.
Probably, yeah.
Because I guarantee you, some editor whose job is to sort 50,000 hours of footage is going to use AI to like help cut it down, and then boom.
I think Cola means like generative AI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not not zero. Like no.
But here's the thing: they're gonna say zero AI. That's what they're gonna do, and then it's gonna be like. No, we used all these tools. Yeah, no, but I get saying, they would mean I didn't use generative AI.
I think we would interpret it as that too. Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm just trying to also think about like the tools that could, because you mentioned editing for Calvin, right? Where you could go. Well,
that's a big one. Is like that's a huge thing with editing on these massive films. They shoot like ratios of like 1001 or 2001, where it's like 1 minute for 2,000 hours of footage because they're shooting on however many fucking cameras, right?
Right. So you're saying it just automatically cuts it for you? Just to get like a rough...
Not automatically cutting it, but just like how do you like syncing up and sorting 2,000 hours of footage to cut rid of cut like the 90% that's the camera staring at a black wall, or whatever that is, to get rid of a lot of that crap. I think that already exists. As a thing.
I know in a lot of David Fincher, there's this great, I'll look it up as we talk, but there's this great editing workflow that's predominantly used for Adobe that these editors were using for, I want to say Mank on David Fincher's film, and it just properly set up all these shots that they took over, 60 takes. And if they want to swap out a certain shot because it didn't match properly or to the notes of the director, they can automatically do that and just kind of swap. But it still maintains in the timeline. Maybe I could post or send a link so we could post that for people to look at later on.
I think that's
it was phenomenal.
That's a pretty common tool because
Yeah.
That's how they swap out like VFX and getting new takes and getting
That makes
new
sense,
polls
okay.
and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for people who don't know, I'll
Because
try
like
to
when
find
they
it.
get when Marvel gets a film and it's 500 new VFX shots turnover, they're not
Yeah.
in their Imagine every time they get a new version, they gotta manually delete 500 fucking clips and drag them back
Yeah.
in from. No way. I would love to see more of that stuff, but
I did that
every
for
time
one of my
I've
shorts.
watched a few videos. I know I've watched
It
a
was
few
awful.
videos, and people are always like, "Yeah, we built tools for this." And I was like,
Yeah.
shit, okay.
Especially, yeah, when you got thousands of shots you're working with, you gotta have some kind of pipeline or tools.
A lot of it's just organization and naming, which is, I think, the big. Like I was watching a film and they were talking about like you might have like an editor and then 4 or 5 assistant editors, and the 4 or 5 assistant editors are just sorting footages for months. That's all they're doing and like
Right.
labeling stuff, and then the one editor is actually putting it all together. But
Okay,
Yeah,
for
no,
people
totally.
who want to check it out, I'll even maybe add a link to our YouTube
Mhm.
video, but it's called David Fincher's First Assistant Editor Knows, and watch it fully because it goes pretty in depth.
I remember you
That's great.
shared this before, Colton. I don't think I've watched
Yeah.
it yet.
I saw that, and I've seen other videos that are similar that talk about
Yeah.
just how they dealt with footage and how they deal with that much just crap.
Yeah, very cool.
Because it's a lot of crap.
Yeah. That's one thing I was looking into just in relation to the VFX industry and how it's a little topsy-turvy right now. Just being like an in-house editor and applying for those jobs, I could probably learn some better tools to like how do TV shows use them and stuff.
Yeah,
So I'm always
it
looking
I think
sounds
it's
like
a lot of
my workflow.
organization.
a lot of
I don't
lot
think
of
100%,
work
yeah.
to-
Yeah.
and a lot of checking like frame lengths. Every time they send a new cut, you have to check
And
every
checking
shot.
stuff lines up and
Yeah,
like I guess Colton, you don't have to deal with this, but I'll get messages at work. You get messages from editors, like our internal VFX editors, being like, "Hey, this frame range is wrong," or "Hey, there's an offset here," or like,
Right.
"What's going on with this?" They're like checking. Yeah, so it's a lot of just checking what's going in and out. It's not
I also have
like
to
it's a very
babysit
technical
everyone.
job.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You're doing in out. I mean, that's what your job is essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
IO and organization, right? Like the people that are editing stuff, it's not many
Yeah.
of them. I mean,
I
you still probably get there eventually, but
I even thought about editing for like YouTubers just as a part-time job or whatever.
that's
just to,
probably
you know.
the better way to get
Yeah.
into it.
That is a better way, but I thought about this where it's like, oh, think about 3 hours to 4 hours of watching, I don't know, some popular YouTuber screaming at a fucking
Yeah,
game
but also
for
like fucking
a while.
like Jake or not Jake Paul. What's his brother's name?
Logan.
Logan.
Logan Paul. They had like a Super Bowl ad. So like, and that was like their YouTube editor. They got to like put together and edit a Super Bowl ad. Like that's pretty fucking cool for an editor. You know
But
what I mean?
they could also probably afford somebody.
No, but
who has...
they used their own in-house editors. Like that was
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but I'm
true.
saying like their editor they're hiring isn't like putting up a posting and getting some kid that's like
Oh no,
I
but
could edit.
like it's a kid he hired 7 years ago.
Oh,
That's
gotcha,
been his editor. Was one of his editors, right?
Right.
So like there is still opportunity for like kind of like in that new media stuff. I mean, like if you were like look at like Good Mythical Morning or like there's tons of YouTube shows that are kind of massive that you probably could get a lot more freedom a lot earlier on.
Yeah. You could probably
and then
look
maybe
you could probably
transition.
find jobs, Colton, for YouTubers, you've never even heard
Yeah.
of that have they don't do insane views, but are just enough where they need someone to take some stuff off their plate, and
They just
you'll
need
find
you to kind
a
of
few people like
so
that.
It's not exactly.
it's some side money or some money in your case.
I mean, if you know who Markiplier, I think
No, I've never heard of him.
That
Who's he?
little he's a little known YouTuber.
he's had a
Up-and-comer?
couple guys edit for him for years that are all like very rich now.
I'm sure.
Like a lot of them are their own YouTubers now, and I think some of them are just like his friends that he's taking care of. So if you get some on, you befriend. Oh yeah. There's like yeah.
So you're saying I have to just got to befriend a really popular
Just
YouTube
befriend
channel?
a
and,
couple up-and-coming YouTubers that are going to make 30-40 million a month, and they'll probably
There you go.
reward you if they're good people.
An opportunity.
Bring up.
I mean, there's this really up-and-comer YouTube group that everyone should check out, Sometimes Something, right?
Something. Yeah, I hear they're doing really good.
Oh,
They got
right,
a new
we do.
series out, Shot Spot.
We are not edit hiring.
Great content.
I forgot. Yeah, we're YouTubers. Oh, I hate that.
Yes.
We're
That's
not.
us.
Embrace it. We have to embrace
Let's
it.
collab.
Embrace the cringe.
We should need to collab with each other first before we collab with anybody else. Oh, boy.
I think we need to do more silly stuff. I really want to do some.
Yeah.
For Halloween at least, I want to record and upload a horror video.
A horror video.
Up
All
the
right.
horror video.
Like us playing something scary as a
I
horror.
am a complete. I'm gonna admit this.
Oh.
I'm a complete
Me,
wuss
you,
when it
and
comes
Khari
to
are going to
baby
be
horror
crying
games.
in the
I'm a
closet,
baby.
and
We're all babies.
We're going to
all
be
babies.
screaming. We did it once, and it was. Do you remember that?
Kari will be the worst of it. Kari's gonna actually
Yeah.
like Kari. We're all gonna get like
Khari
jump
will
scared
be-
and be uncomfortable maybe, but Kari's gonna be scared. I think.
Khari's going to be losing his.
Do you
mind.
think for this we could use heart rate monitors just to like have that?
Yes.
'Cause it's
That would be funny, yeah. Especially
Yes.
to have it up compared to each other, where it's like we're seeing
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Ooh, that's
Col-
a good idea.
I'm
You know
chill
what
as
would
fuck,
be
but then
fun?
like
I don't think
Colton's
we could
having a
do
heart
this.
attack.
But if we could see each other's heart rates live, so you could see who's in trouble, that could be fun. Because all of a sudden, like, it'd be so funny to be playing and then see Kari's spike to 150 and be like, "What the fuck's happening to Khari?"
That would be fun to do, like a something that's like proximity chat, and then that, but
Which
that's all
one
we can
was-
see.
Who brought that up? There was like a proximity chat.
Phasmophobia, and then
No, it was
there's
a different one.
there's a couple different ones. Yeah. There's a couple different games that we're exactly talking about. That we can look into.
Yeah,
That's like
Couple-
literally what we're like. Panic Core was the one that I
ideas.
linked the other day.
right.
yeah, it was you that. Okay, yeah, Panic Club.
Yeah. So
there's
I
a
guess you guys
bunch.
can look forward to a spooky video, and also coming up, Calvin's gonna host
Oh, we're doing
Jeopardy
fucking
for us.
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Or not Jeopardy. Jeopardy.
Some
Copyright.
pretty, some
Sumpy dumpy.
pretty,
Sometimes, fuck it. Sometimes Jeopardy.
some pretty, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, something,
Just
something
some-
Jeopardy.
Yes, it's something.
Jeopardy
something.
time.
Jeopardy.
We'll figure
Jeopardy.
out a name.
We're just gonna stick with Jeopardy.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that, and we'll
Yeah,
we'll-
chronically on Jeopardy, online Jeopardy. I think that's what's going to be the theme. I
Let's
have to
do
put
it.
together.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. It's going to
So
be fun.
yeah, watch out for that, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Peace out.